I like the, I think, is this glass or frosted glass? I think.
Oh, bite it.
Yeah. Good call, actually. It's a really good test. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be doing a full review on the Haus Labs concealer, which I'm super excited to talk about because I think I may have actually discovered one of my new favorite concealers of all time. So to start out this video, let's go ahead and do a quick description of this product. So it is a long-wearing, non-comedogenic concealer that visibly blurs, brightens, and conceals with medium buildable coverage that depuffs after 2 weeks of daily use. This also has niacinamide, fermented arnica, and hyaluronic acid complex in this product. So typically when I am reviewing a concealer, I like to talk about it in 4 different categories. So those 4 categories are packaging, coverage, lasting power, and touch-ups. So we'll go through each of those categories and rank, I guess, how this product did. To start out with the first category in terms of packaging, I actually really like the packaging of this concealer. Now there's about 0.24 ounces in there. I don't know why I said about. There are 0.24 fluid ounces in this product. It is contained in a really nice frosted glass component, and the doe foot applicator here is a fairly large doe foot applicator, which makes it very easy to smooth out this product. And then it does come to a point, which again makes it super easy to be able to get right into the corner underneath your eye, where you typically want to have like as much concealer as possible, because my goodness, that point on my face is always the darkest. And so that's where you really want a little bit more coverage to be able to kind of brighten that entire area. From a packaging perspective, I really have no complaints about this concealer. One of my biggest gripes with a lot of other concealers is that the doe foot applicator gets stuck in the packaging. This one has a little bit of that, but it's not so much that it aggravates me whenever I'm using it. So well done, Haus Labs. The second category for concealers is coverage. Okay, so I know that they say that this is a medium coverage concealer, but this I would actually consider to be a full coverage concealer. This is going to hide acne. This is going to hide any dark circles that you have under your eyes. This does a fantastic job of just covering all of that without making anything look cakey. So that is the thing that's really interesting about certain concealers, right? Like I have my favorite concealers for like all over the face, but then I like different ones for underneath my eyes. This is the only concealer where I truly felt like, from a performance perspective, I liked it everywhere, like all over my face. It didn't matter if it was being used on top of foundation, lasted really well, blended in really smoothly, definitely did not give me any harsh lines on my face. If I wore it on its own, it also still blended really smoothly into bare skin, so it didn't look like I had like a line of just like concealer right here. This is just a really phenomenal product. Now, what I wanted to say about this that I think is fairly interesting is that it is a really thick concealer. So when I first actually got this, I was very concerned that it was going to be so thick that it would be really difficult to blend out underneath my eyes. And now if there's one thing that I really hate about, you know, like thick concealers underneath the eyes is that like if I have to spend hours trying to blend it out and get it to smooth into my skin, to me that basically just feels like I'm constantly like moving around the skin underneath my eyes and therefore creating more wrinkles. However, this has a magic formula of somehow just being that like thick coverage, but it just blends really quickly into the skin. Like I was very impressed with this product. I also just realized I forgot to tell you guys what shade I have. This is 30 Medium Peach, which is actually perfect for summer. I do intend to purchase a lighter shade for wintertime because I don't really think that I want to go without this concealer all year round. Like this is one of those products where I will definitely see myself wearing it when my skin is really dry. I can see myself wearing this concealer when my skin is really oily. Like this is just a good, nice, like doesn't matter what kind of skin type you have, this concealer is going to work well for you. What I also like about this concealer, speaking of like wanting to get different shades of this, is that it comes in a variety of different undertones. So the fact that I actually have medium peach is really nice because it means that I can actually very easily cancel out the darkness underneath my eyes. So obviously like the peach tone kind of cancels out and brightens like the bluish, purplish of like those dark circles. And as I was looking at all of the different colors in Sephora, all of the different shades that they have, like I do think that for the most part, if you're interested in this concealer, I think you're gonna really be able to find one that works specifically for your skin type, your skin issues, and then also like whatever it is that you're trying to color correct with a concealer. Now, the third category for judging concealers is lasting power. So this concealer actually lasts a really long time. Now again, I was really concerned with the thickness of this concealer. I was like convinced that this was going to sink into fine lines, that this was going to somehow crease on me, that by the end of the day it would turn into like Cake Town and it would start like crumbling off my face. I didn't have any of that, which is just so crazy to me. Like the coverage was still there. It still looked like my skin. I didn't have any like cakiness or any powderies underneath my face. Like everything just looked good, like almost as if I had just applied it. Now I'm not saying that it was like absolutely perfect at the end of the day. It still looked like I had my makeup on for a decent amount of time, which is like, that's the reality, right? Like you have your makeup on for a decent amount of time, so it should look like that. That's exactly how this concealer wears. I will definitely say that I did notice that this concealer on top of foundation was like, it was like on fire. Like everything just looked so, so good. The concealer on its own, I would say, definitely has a shorter wear time, which is kind of to be expected. I do feel like for the most part, it just kind of started gently fading wherever I had really applied it. It still looked really good underneath my eyes, but just like on the rest of my face where I tend to get like more oily, I could notice that it was just like starting to fade around like the 8-hour to 10-hour mark, which for me, if I'm only wearing concealer on my face, that's kind of where my expectations are set. I'm not expecting that concealer to still be on my face on bare skin by like hour 12. The final thing that I like to judge concealers on is whether or not you can use it as touch-up product. So this, shockingly, again, works well as a touch-up product. So as you guys can see, I actually have a pimple that's right here that showed up very kindly over the weekend. I was so happy to see it. But the point is that I was actually able to go in and dab a little bit of concealer like at the end of the day. I was trying to go back out. I was like, ugh, I'm only wearing liquid products on my face right now, so I feel like I can still go in and move things around. I dabbed a little bit of concealer right on that acne point, used my finger to blend it in, blot it in, and then applied a liquid blush over it, and my God, it looked flawless. Like it looked so good. It didn't even look like I had touched up anything. It looked like it blended smoothly into my face. And so I am full on, in case you guys couldn't tell, bought into the Haus Labs concealer. Like if there is a concealer that you guys need to go check out this summer, if there's a concealer that you want that like can do it all in some crazy magical formula, like this is it. I'll be honest with you guys, in terms of like all of Haus Labs' product, like some of them are really, really great. Some of them have been quite a miss for me. And so I'm really excited to say that this concealer was definitely a big, big hit for me. This is good shit, you guys. Like I'm very impressed with it. All right, my friends, that pretty much wraps up today's full review on the Haus Labs concealer. Hopefully you guys found this review helpful. If you liked it, please feel free to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.